video when I first launched my channel. It was probably like the 4th or 5th video that I posted, but that was a while back and a lot of things have changed and upgraded and so on and so forth. So I thought I would make a part 2 and go a little bit more in depth with you guys on how I actually make these stories. The first thing I'm gonna show you is how to crop a full-size video to the dimensions of an Instagram story post in Premiere Pro. And then I'm gonna also show you guys my top 5 favorite apps that I use personally to put filters or effects on my videos or photos. So with that being said, guys, let's jump right into it and let's go. Whoa. All right, guys, so now that we're in Adobe Premiere Pro, we're gonna take this normal clip and turn it into an Instagram story size. So the first thing you're gonna wanna do is come up to the top to sequence. Then you're gonna come down to sequence settings. And now there should be a pop-up that pops up here. And all we're gonna do is we're gonna change the frame size. So right here you can see the frame size, 1920 by 1080. All we're gonna do is switch these two. So we're gonna put 1080 over here, and then we're gonna come to the right and change it to 1920. And now that you did that, you're just gonna come down and you're gonna click OK. Now you're just gonna get a little pop-up here, and all you're gonna do is just click that OK. All right, now you can see that it made this new frame here. It's the size of your phone, the Instagram story size. So to change this, all we're gonna do is click on the clip, come over to the left-hand side, and we're gonna go to scale, and we're gonna turn that scale up until our clip is the size of the whole frame. And you can even come over to position and kind of position it a little bit better to kind of focus on what you want them to see. So what I personally do is I export it out of Adobe Premiere Pro and then I text it to myself, and then I'll just save it to my camera roll, and then I have it to either add some more effects to it or just post it straight to my Instagram story. But in this case, I'm gonna show you what I do when I do add more effects to it and my top 5 favorite apps to do that with. All right, so I have my 5 favorite apps that I use for templates or overlays for my Instagram stories. First, I have Lightroom, then I have Quickshot, then I have Impresso, Mojito, and Made. Those 3 are all very similar, as they're just apps that are Instagram story templates and they add animation to your pictures or videos. And then Lightroom and Quickshot are just for editing photos. So I'm gonna go through each one of these and show you a little bit of what they do. So the first app that I'm gonna show you guys, it's called Impresso. It's one of the Instagram story templates. So this is what the app looks like when you get into finally into it, and all the templates are kind of loaded up here. So they have them in categories. So right here is all the new ones that they just uploaded, and they kind of play little animations of what they look like. So if you just scroll through, I kind of like these ones. The trending ones are always really cool. I've used this one before. This one's actually really cool. So we're gonna open this one up here, and then I'm going to click on it to add a video or image, and we're just gonna click on the video that I made in Premiere Pro. And now I'm gonna click on this little text up here to add my own, and I'm gonna add my own Instagram name here. If you guys aren't yet, please go follow. And then I'm just gonna click done. And then right here at the top, I can click preview, and it will show me what it's gonna look like on the Instagram story. So let's watch it back. Yeah. See, it just adds a little animation to it. Kind of makes it look more like an ad. So it's really cool, especially if you're trying to promote yourself. I would definitely suggest trying to use this app. And then, all right, let's get out of there. And I'm gonna show you what these other ones do. So let's just discard that. Let's go, let's boost sales. So right here, you can see it has the new one that I just used. They have new collection over here, and you can customize each of these templates to whatever it is that you are doing, which is really awesome. All you need to do is have the picture or videos available to you, and then you just throw them in here. This one's really cool. You could put whatever you want. So let's say I wanted to put my photography stuff in here. I could just put it in here, change that name, obviously bump up that price by a ton. Yeah, you could do whatever you want in here and make it your own, which is really cool, and one of the main reasons why I really like this app. So we're gonna go into Mojito. The reason why I have all 3 of these that are kind of very similar is they all have different effects on them. Like this one right here, Mojito, I like this one because it offers kind of like this brush, paintbrush effect. So for this one, I can just come into here, click on that, and then I can just add a couple random pictures. So this one's cool. Let's add that there. Then let's go here, add this one, cool. Kind of scale it down a little bit, and then let's go down here, and we'll just add this one down here. Perfect. And then you can obviously come here, customize it. I'm just gonna delete those. So let's click that right there. Let's click this one, delete this one also, and yeah, just get rid of those. And you can do the same thing that you did with the other app where you can play it back first and see if you like it. So let's do that really quick. Boom. See, it just adds that animation that it makes it look a lot more appealing to your audience when they have like some animation effects. It adds that wow factor to it, which I personally like. And if you're trying to sell something or you're just trying to have some cool Instagram story posts different from all your friends or other businesses, I would definitely suggest trying this. So we're gonna go to Made. This one doesn't have animations, but it just has layouts. So there's not going to be anything animated on these ones. This one's just more like a picture. So if you scroll down here, the reason why I like this one is because it has some pretty cool stuff, especially if you have a lot of photos that you're trying to show off in one story. You can make like a little collage out of it in here and in a very creative way. So let's go right here. You can see there's Snapshot. Snapshot's really cool. Like it's Polaroids. So if you go here, you just add all your own photos, and then yeah, it looks really cool. It's a very cool way to show off your work, especially if you're a photographer or something like that. And you can also add videos into these templates. So if you scroll down, there's some pretty cool ones. Like this one, I use a lot. So it's called Made. It's their personal one. It's like this black and white feel, and there's so many cool little creative things you can do with it. But yeah, oh, and this one's really cool too. This one's a rip effect. So I've used this before in the past, so we'll just do the same thing we did in the other app, but without any animations. So here you just click on your image, and then you kind of can scale it around, boom, and then yeah, and that's what it's gonna look like. So if you want to preview, that's what it's gonna look like. I love it because it has like that rip effect, which I usually do when I edit photos in Photoshop. But this way it's a lot quicker and it takes 2 seconds. So if all you have is your phone, this is a great way to kind of edit your videos or your photos in this creative way without getting all technical in Photoshop. So we just did the 3 apps that I use for my Instagram story animations. But now let's go over to Lightroom and Quickshot. So if you have a picture that's a little boring, I use these two to definitely take my pictures to the next level. And Lightroom is awesome. If you don't know, it's an Adobe product just like Premiere Pro and After Effects and Photoshop, but it's just for pictures. So I got the app Lightroom on my phone. Right here you can see this picture I took with a drone. It's pretty boring, but I actually got presets in here that one of my clients actually purchased, but I use them all the time because I edit her pictures with them and she wants those for her pictures. But I use them all the time for my own photos. So if you scroll through these, they just have like, they're literally just filters, preset filters for photographers. So right here you can see the photo here. I just added that Resolene 1 preset. I'm gonna click that, and then usually what I do is I'll come over to light, and I'll usually adjust the light a little bit. So I'll either bring it up or bring it down. In this case, I'm gonna bring it up a little bit, not so that it's so blown out. That looks good. I can actually bring up the saturation a bit. Let's just make that a little bit more vivid, just like that. I usually don't do that much editing in Lightroom. I just edit enough so that the picture is clear and a little bit more crisp. All right, so right here is the final picture of the edits I just made. So if you hold down on the image, you'll see the before, and then I let go. That's the after. Before, you can barely see any details. I look like a silhouette, and then after. Look how much color that brought to my image, and it just looks a lot more eye-catching instead of that boring, raw photo that I took from my drone. So now that I did this, what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna click the top there, and I'm gonna export to my camera roll. And we're gonna take this picture and we're gonna take it to Quickshot. What I use Quickshot for is I use it for sky replacements and adding texture to my photos. So right here, we're gonna click on this picture that I just exported out of Lightroom. Now you can see that there's a big sky there that is just plain and boring. So to fix that, what I'm gonna do, if you go down to the bottom here, you can see it has looks, magic, heal, sky, filters, overlay, elements, details, adjustment, portrait, primers, crop. So the only 2 things that I use in this app are sky and overlays. So right now we're just gonna fix the sky. So right here you can see the sky's boring. whatever. And then right here, they have all these different options of skies you can put up to make your picture that much better. So I'm just gonna click right there. Obviously that looks really fake and I would not use that for this particular picture, but let's click this. All right, so this one is actually usable. So as you can see right there on the horizon, it looks, doesn't look natural or real. So if I click on this sky, I can actually feather it. So right here, I'm gonna take this and feather that sky so it blends a lot better with the horizon. And then I'm gonna take horizon and I'm gonna bring this up so it kind of blends into the foreground. So just like that. Now if I zoom out, it looks a lot more clean and realistic. And then right over here, you can bring down or turn up the ambiance. So right here, if I bring it up, it makes my picture look a lot more blue and whatever. But I like to kind of keep it as natural as possible. So I'm just gonna adjust this a little bit to the right. So it gets a little bit of that in there, but not too much because I still wanna keep the original picture how I made it. All right, so now I'm just gonna click this, boom. And now if I wanna add textures or something to this picture, if this wasn't enough, I'll just come to overlays, and over here you have all these different overlays. You have light leaks and like all these little particle effects. So if you click on here, you can see all these little particles popping up on the picture. I use this one, I actually used this one recently because there's a lot of fires going on in California right now, and I kind of took a picture similar to this one around there. So let's go over to the right and let's see. There's one that I use a lot. So this light leak is really cool, and with the light leaks you can adjust them as well. So like let's say I click on this light leak right here, I'm gonna take it and I want to bring it down so it's not over my body. So you just go click on portrait and bring the portrait down, and then foreground. So if you want it behind the subject, you bring the foreground down and it just kind of tints it down a little bit. But if you want to bring that up, you can. It all depends on you. Then you can rotate it around. It's really cool. And then let's get out of there. And hold on, let's actually, and there's another one that I use a lot. So let's see, it's actually over here. You probably can't see it because I have it on the outside of this picture, and this is a wide angle shot. So yeah, you can barely see it here, but like if you look in, there's just like little scratches on the outside, which is really cool and just adds an extra little like effect to your pictures and makes it look a little bit different from everyone else's. If you guys enjoyed this video or this video helped you in any way, please make sure to go down there and hit that big thumbs up button, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on that bell notification. I just want to give a big shout out to all the subscribers, and I will see you guys next week. I'm out.
Leader of the lions, pick of the litter, against the strongest I'm alive and remain a victim.